And British Prime Minister Keir Starmer says he will not walk away after surviving an attempt to force him from office. Starmer has been facing calls to resign for embroiling the British government in the Jeffrey Epstein scandal. Now, Starmer is facing the fire for appointing Peter Mandelson as U.S. ambassador, and this is despite knowing he had maintained links to the late convicted sex offender Epstein. Now, several cabinet ministers came out in support of the Prime Minister, including his deputy David Lammy, Foreign Minister Yvette Cooper, and Finance Minister Rachel Reeves. Even former Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner and Interior Minister Shabana Mahmood, both tipped as possible replacements for Starmer, expressed their full support for their leader. Now, Scotland's Labour leader, Anna Sarwar, called for the UK Prime Minister to step down after referring to the Mandelson-Epstein scandal as, quote-unquote, failure of Downing Street.
My first priority and my first loyalty is to my country, Scotland. And I am not willing to sacrifice Scotland's NHS, our schools, our communities, our towns, cities, villages and islands to a third decade of an SNP government. That's why the distraction needs to end and the leadership in Downing Street has to change.
So on Labour's other Scottish lawmakers are due to face Scottish parliamentary elections in May. And meanwhile, opposition party leaders have also turned up the heat on the British Prime Minister.
Right now, we have a government that's focusing purely on its own internal psychodrama. Enough of that. It is time for them to get a grip and start governing the country.
For long, he'll be gone and replaced by somebody undoubtedly far worse. It took the Conservatives 14 years, 14 long years of disaster to get into the mess they did, and this mob have managed it within a space of 18 months. I suppose you've got to admire it, really.
The British Prime Minister has lost top 2 aides in 2 days. On Monday, Starmer Communication Chief Tim Allen quit just months into the role. Starmer's Chief of Staff Morgan McSweeney has resigned on Sunday for advising Starmer to appoint Mandelson. And reports say Cabinet Secretary Chris Wormald may also be forced out of his job. Now, Wormald took up the role only a few days before Mandelson's appointment was formally announced.